Welcome viewers to a brand new episode of AV Tiles and Sanitary Kollam, the authorized dealer of Kajaria tiles in the city of Kollam in Kerala. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic which you generally would not find on internet or from any person very easily. So it's a matter of discussion only in very high-end interior designing houses or with architects who are really inclined towards using appropriate tiles for their projects. And this topic is called the visual weight of the tile. So what is visual weight of the tile and how we should choose the level of the visual weight in our tiles and what is the cost implied and many such other things we'll find out today in this episode. Visual weight of a tile is basically when you look at a floor and how heavy it feels. This is plainly the visual weight of the tile. Now, tiles in terms of the look of the surface can be classified into only two types. One is the gloss finish and the other is a set of matte finish. Why I say only gloss finish and a set of matte finish is because the gloss finish usually has only two types of finish, which is either a normal gloss finish or a high gloss finish. The normal gloss finish is what we see everywhere. The high gloss finish is where the glaze that is put on top of the tile is of high quality and it is polished to a level where that glaze almost looks like or acts like a mirror. So which means that the color in the tiles or the saturation of the tile increases so much that it almost acts like a mirror. Now the dark tile or this high gloss finish is generally used by the industry only on dark colors. Why? Because only the dark colors shine out when put in high gloss finish. So one of the examples we'll show you shortly. What you see behind me is the Inferno series by Kajaria Eternity. Here you see a combination of the same tile in two different shades. One is a light cream color, a relatively light cream color and a dark brown color. What you see here is a high gloss finish. Now high gloss finish, even though this tile is so dark, I can still see the color of my jeans in that dark color. I can make out that it's a blue, that the shoes are white. And here also I can see the green in my shirt in that very clearly, almost like a mirror. So this is a high gloss finish. And if you want to check out a low gloss finish or a normal gloss finish, this is again Kashmir Marfil by Kajaria Eternity. Now this is a normal finish and I'm looking at it. I can't see my shirt, I can't see my jeans, nothing. It's glossy to touch. It is reflecting high intensity light, so I can see the reflection of this LED bulbs on that, but I cannot see myself or my clothes. So this is the difference between a high gloss tile and a normal gloss tile. Now the visual weight, how it implies is that this will have a lesser visual weight than that tile. And the cost difference is always 10 to 15 rupees difference is there, or let's say 5 to 15 rupees is the difference in case you take other brands or unknown brands into account. So if you are ready to spend so much, you're definitely going to get more depth on your floor. So this is about the gloss finish. Now let's talk about the set of matte finish. Now why I said set of matte finish is because unlike gloss where there are only two kind of finishes, the matte has plenty of finishes. So there is plenty to talk about when it comes to matte. Keep posted. So when it comes to matte finishes, the starting point of matte finish is a satin matte finish. And after that comes a normal matte finish. Now if you look onto my left, this is a tile and it has a normal matte finish where, and you can feel that it is a matte, but then nothing is actually poking into your hands. No grains are poking. So it's just simple plain matte. This is the second level. The base level is a satin matte and which is almost feels like a silk. That is very rare in the market because not every company tries and makes a lot of variety in that. We ourselves have only 2 or 3 varieties in satin finish, but those are best sellers. Now that's a different matter. Now after satin and a normal matte, your next one is slightly rustic matte. Now this rustic matte finish is where what you find in full body matte finishes. Now rustic matte finish, when you rub your hand over it, I'll just show you how it feels like. So if you can see these tiles, these 4 tiles, these are full body vitrified tiles by Kajaria Vitrified division, and if you touch them, you can really feel that there is more spike in these tiles than the earlier one that we tried. So this spike means visually these tiles look more fuller to your eyes and you feel that something very heavy and important is being laid on the floor. That is what I meant by, or that is what generally is meant by the visual weight of a flooring material. Now I will also like to put in here that if you choose to put, let's say, a roughly cut Kota stone or a Shabat stone or a flamed granite onto your floor, nothing comes close to the visual weight of those tiles. So then what is the problem? The problem with increasing visual weight on the floor using matte finish tile is that the maintenance sometimes gets get very, very hard. So the more beautiful it looks to the eyes, more appealing it is to our senses. Why I say senses is because when you walk on a visually heavy floor tile, and that also barefoot, which we generally do in our houses, that feeling is incredible. It's lovely walking on these visually heavy floors or heavy matte finish floors. Now one of those heavy matte finish floor which I would like to show you is being laid here. This is the latest tile by Kajaria, and here you can see it's a stone hammered or bush hammered finish. A stone, when it is hit with a chisel in straight in a perpendicular manner, it forms this bush hammered finish. Now this, if you use as your housing floor or floor of your house, the feel that you get when you walk over it is incredible. Nothing comes close to it. But as you can see, even on the display it becomes shabby every 2 days. So you can imagine how hard it is to maintain in your house. But you can definitely use it for courtyard in your house, where like so much cleanliness is not generally expected. So there some shabbiness is fine, it adds to the beauty. But then in general rooming, if you are doing it, so make sure that the room is not prone to dust flying into the air or flying through the windows or doors or through your footwear very often. So in that way you can keep it clean easily, and also it will add a lot of joy to your life in your house. Now the latest addition in the line of these matte finishes is the carving tile or the carving finish tiles. These are our favorites and we recommend it a lot. We are adding new carving tiles every month in our collection in our showroom, and the sales are also growing for carving tiles. And as the sale of carving tiles are growing, we are seeing a steady decline in the sale of the normal matte finishes, because carving is only 3 to 5 rupees expensive than normal matte finishes in general case. What you see here is a carving tile on golden brown color, and you see these veins. These are done in slightly darker shade of brown. The beauty of carving tiles is that the surface of the tile is not as hard as the matte, and also it has these veins which you can actually feel with your hands. So which means that every single line or crevice that you see on this with your eyes, you can also feel it with your fingers. So that is the difference between a normally printed tile and a carving tile. Here is the best seller in carving tiles, is by Kajaria Eternity. Kashmir Marfil, you see that's a polished tile, and here you get the same tile in carving finish as well. So carving tiles are continually going to grow in this market. There's no doubt about it. More and more prints are going to come in the carving finishes, and we are going to add as many as possible in this coming autumn season. Now the last thing that I want to show you, which has just come up, is the king of visual weight and so easy to maintain. That is this finish. It's called the Lapato finish on the tile. Now the Lapato finish, earlier it used to come in the name of sugar finish. So those who are regular buyers of tiles like contractors and architects, you must have heard of the sugar finish earlier, but this is now Lapato finish. But unfortunately this hasn't started coming in 8 mm thickness. So now Kajaria Vitrified division in its Vitronite series has only this in 15 mm thickness, so which is almost the thickness of granite. So obviously it costs in the range of 200 rupees per square feet. But if you see here, you can see a comparison. Here it's a normal matte finish, which you see is a rustic matte, and you see the Lapato black. My hands are just gliding on it like on butter, and here I have some resistance which has been put on my hand. This is definitely, this has a different look and this has a different look. So both are different. Both have its importance in its own place, in its own scheme of things. But generally what public like is this black and this finish. This is so incredible. You have to come to the showroom and take a look at this. More and more customers are choosing it again. So instead of granite, and using it to put it on their sit out and courtyards, and even to do the staircases. Now one of the beauty of using a 6x4 15 mm tiles on your staircases is that you get zero wastage while you cut 6 pieces of 4 feet length by 1 feet length, 1 feet width, and you get 8 pieces of 3x1, that is 3 feet by 1 feet, without any wastage. And this is generally the size of staircases which are there prevalent right now in commercial buildings and in household buildings. So this tile is absolutely value for money and a beauty to look at it for the rest of your life. So keep posted for more such informative videos on AV Tiles and Sanitaries, this channel. Subscribe if you have not, and get more and more of your friends to subscribe this channel, so that we can bring you more such informative videos and get you more such details. So don't forget to like and comment this video before sharing it with your friends and family. Goodbye for now. See you in another episode.